Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. This is the second hearing this month for the City of Tempe hearing officer. I see we have some new faces here in the crowd. Welcome. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again sometime soon. I start every meeting reading something into the record so that people can understand what the procedures are this afternoon and how the process works and their appeal rights. So the City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and the Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. These violations include but aren't limited to deteriorated landscaping, inoperable or unregistered vehicles, deteriorated structures, storage of junk or refuse, or deteriorated swimming pools. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to remediate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the property. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and will be collected as an assessment against the property found to be in violation. On today's agenda, we have 3 items. We have a set of minutes from November 1st, 2022, and 2 property abatements. I also want to mention that any property owner who is aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. As such, the deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on November 29th. Appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they can also be appealed to Superior Court. The property owner has 14 days from today to either file an appeal or bring the property into code compliance. If neither of these things happen by this date of November 29th, the property will be abated by the city. Joining me this afternoon to my left are Cassidy Hernandez and Drew Yoakum from Community Development. As I mentioned previously, we have a set of minutes on our agenda this afternoon. They're from the meeting on November 1st, 2022. I had a chance to review them in the packet that was sent to me by Cassidy. Thank you for that. And I believe that they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing, so I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes of November 1st, 2022. This brings us to the second item on our agenda. This is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the 325 SHD LLC property located at 325 South Hardy Drive. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Inspector Michelle Van Etten. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon, Madam Hearing Officer. Nice to see you. As you mentioned, my name is Michelle Van Etten. I'm a code inspector here with the City of Tempe Code Compliance Division. I'm here this afternoon to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 325 South Hardy Drive here in Tempe, AZ 85281. I initiated this case on July 6th when I saw tall grass and weeds at this property, which is a vacant lot, and I sent a notice to the listed owner. I then went back out to re-inspect on July 19th of 2022. The violations remained. It hadn't improved at all, and I sent out a final notice. And then I went back out again August 15th of 2022, still not taken care of, and I ultimately issued a citation. Unfortunately, all notices, the citation, and even the notice of intent to abate have been returned to me from the Postal Service. None of the addresses that I've been able to locate for the owner and or the LLC appear to be valid. They've all been returned. So I did the address that was in the county assessor's page, that is what the owner is saying he
Sure.
wants everyone to use, as well as 2 different addresses and variations thereof that I found in the Arizona Corporate Commission for the LLC.
Okay.
They've all been returned.
So you've obviously done your due diligence in
I
trying
have
to
tried, yes, ma'am.
track down.
So obviously, the citation has not been taken care of with the courts and has gone to collections.
Okay,
So at this point, I feel the only way that we're going to get the violation corrected is for the city to intervene and
Sure.
abate the property. I did take pictures this morning, and I can show them to you
Okay,
now if I may.
please do.
Okay. So this is a Hardy right here. So it's seen by apartment complexes on a daily basis to the north, to the south, and to the east, and everyone passing by. So as you see, they're quite tall, the grass and weeds. For this picture, I was actually standing on the property to the south. Picture's
Okay,
honestly not this blurry. I don't know why it's showing blurry, but these ones here along the fence are almost as tall as I am, and I'm a little
Wow.
over 6 feet. so.
right.
And this is standing on Hardy. It's primarily there at the front along Hardy, but it does go all the way along the property lines, and they're scattered throughout the middle.
And as you can see, like in the surrounding properties, they're all being redeveloped. People are making an investment.
They're all well maintained.
Yeah, in the neighborhood. Okay,
And then just another one, as you see, it goes all the way along the property line there. So it is quite an eyesore for everyone
Okay.
passing by. So in summary, Madam Hearing Officer, I'm requesting a 180-day open abatement in order to remedy and remove the grass and weeds there at 325 South Hardy Drive, Tempe.
okay. Thank you. Mr. Yocum, is there anyone on the line wanting to speak on this agenda item?
No, Madam Hearing Officer.
Thank you. And for the record, I'll note that there's no one here from the general public this afternoon wanting to speak either. So given the state of the property, your numerous attempts at trying to track down the property owner to no avail, I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open abatement request for the property at 325 South Hardy Drive contained in CE 223961. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Madam Hearing Officer.
This brings us to agenda item number 3. This is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Chacon property located at 1727 East Laguna Drive. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Melissa Ensing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Hearing Officer. As you stated, my name is Melissa Ensing, and I'm a Code Compliance Inspector with the City of Tempe Code Compliance Division. I'm here this evening to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 1727 East Laguna Drive. This case was initiated on July 1st, 2022 for deteriorated landscape with grass and weeds growing in the gravel landscape, as well as a deteriorated gate that was laying on the ground with missing slats, inoperable and unregistered vehicle in the driveway, and trash and debris in the side yard and driveway. I have sent 3 notices to the property owner and tenants along with the notice posted to the property. I've had no contact with the owner, and I spoke with the tenant one time. I issued 1 citation for this property for deteriorated landscape, trash and debris, and deteriorated gate. The owner failed to appear for the civil citation, and it had gone to collections, and then he later on paid the fines and fees. At this time, I'd like to present the photos taken today of the existing violations.
Okay.
In this picture, it shows 2 of the unregistered vehicles in the driveway, which is the BMW and the Ford.
Okay. Still unregistered as of today.
They are. Here's
Yeah.
the plate for the
Okay.
BMW, I'm sorry. And then here's the other one showing that it's unregistered as well.
Okay.
This was the front yard landscape this morning. It has improved quite a bit. There's still some grass and weeds that are coming back. But up until this point, the weeds have been pretty high.
Sure.
That's
yeah.
in the front yard. And then this is the picture of the deteriorated gate, which I'm not abating that because I can't abate that, but the trash and debris all throughout the yard. You can see some weeds and grass growing in the gravel as well.
Okay, will your abatement extend into the backyard? Okay. Oh, wow.
This is the backyard. There's grass and weeds growing throughout the whole gravel. You can see the palm fronds growing,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's more trash and debris on the back porch.
Okay, and is there water at all in that pool?
There is not. It's empty.
Okay,
There was a complaint about the pool, but I've never seen water in it.
okay.
And then here's just another view of the rear yard with the grass and weeds.
And when you spoke to the tenant, what was their response?
She had asked if it was her responsibility or the owner's, and I let her know that her vehicle was her responsibility to register, but she didn't correct anything, and the owner never contacted me after
Right.
talking with her.
Okay,
So, as stated before, I'm seeking a 180-day open abatement for the deteriorated landscape, trash and debris, and unregistered vehicles located at 1727 East Laguna Drive.
thank you. Mr. Yocum, is there anyone on the line wanting to speak on this agenda item?
No, Madam Hearing Officer.
Thank you. And again, for the record, there's no one here in the chamber wanting to speak on this agenda item. Well, I agree with your assessment. It looks like there was some attempt made to clean up that front yard, but still the level of deterioration kind of wraps all the way around the house. And so it needs to be remediated. The owner has been non-responsive, and he only has a tenant, and truly is the owner of the property. It is his or her responsibility to maintain the property to city standards. So you requested 180 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you then. I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day abatement request for the property at 1727 East Laguna contained in CE 223941. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our agenda this afternoon. Mr. Yocum, any announcements?
Yes, just the one. Our next scheduled hearing officer meeting is set for Tuesday, December 6th at 5 p.m. That will be here in the Tempe City Council chambers as well as live on Tempe 11.
Perfect. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Thank you.